Hey folks, so I'm sitting here in the back bedroom getting everything ready, packed, getting ready to hit the road, basically is what I'm doing here. Mentally prepared, physically prepared, all across the board. So I've got my notes here. I kind of jotted a few things down, uh, things I've learned over the past several years. I've been getting better and better and better. Not forgetting stuff, learning where to stay, all the pro tips, that just come from experience. And these things vary person to person, and you might find something that works for me won't work for you, like renting a room. I like to rent rooms because it's cheap, but you might not feel comfortable staying in a stranger's house. So, it's up to you. Do it how you like, but just, you can use these tips I've got here to help have the best experience you can your first time around. Or, maybe you've done this 10 times before and you might still learn something. So basically, let's see. Go money. First things first, go money. I've mentioned this before in how to survive your first welding job. I'll link that video. That one's real important too. It goes hand in hand with this video. I like to have $1,500 cash in my hand to hit the road. That covers gas to get to the location, 2 weeks hotel, minimum 2 weeks hotel. I mean, even if you're staying in just above a flea bag motel, you're gonna need to have money ready for 2 weeks, because that's how long it could take before you get your first check. Let's see, what else? You got to cover all your food, just all your expenses. You have to have that cash ready before you get your first paycheck. It doesn't matter how big that first paycheck is going to be if you don't have any money to get there, to get it. So, let's see, where to stay, we'll cover that. What to pack, I'm sitting on it. I mean, I'm getting ready to pack here. We'll go over all this stuff, everything I take with me, how much of what, and a few tips I've got there. Tools, having your tools ready, knowing what to take. And of course I've got some just general tips for your first week or two, when money's tight. Things I've learned that will save you a ton of money and add to your comfort level, so you're not eating ramen noodles and bologna sandwiches every day. So let's get started. Alright, so what to pack? I take 2 weeks worth of clothes. Every job, 2 weeks worth of clothes, unless I know for a fact that we're not working, 7/12s. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shirts, 6. I need a few more. They're in the laundry right now. They're getting washed. But I'll have my shirts all lined out. Hey, get down. A few t-shirts. You're not going to need a whole bunch. You're going to be working. You're not going to be, hanging out, at the park. So think mostly work clothes. Have a few t-shirts and maybe one nice shirt. You never know if the boss is going to take you to dinner or something like that. Have maybe one polo shirt or one button-up shirt that you like to wear. Undershirts. Oh my gosh, okay, so this is at least 15 undershirts that I've got ready to pack. Not to mention all my thermal undershirts. Now, I like to use this wool stuff. It's expensive, but it won't melt and stick to your body, which is important. So, but these things are basically disposable. You can use these, burn them up. Nobody's ever going to see them. They're going to be under your shirt, your cotton shirt anyway. But the more of these you have, the better. These are a godsend. 2 of these a day sometimes. Layer them up, and if you put some thermals over that, it'll add insulation value too. So, but my thermals, it is wintertime, at least for another month or so. I gotta stay sitting down here so I can be in the frame. I've got 1 long johns. These are the bottoms. 2, 3, 4 tops. Now, sometimes you're going to wear all these at the same time. When I was in Craig, brutal cold winters up there. I was wearing every single one of these every single day. I mean, just trying to layer up as thick and as heavy as I could. Bottoms, you're going to want at least 2 or 3 pairs of these things right here. Sometimes you're wearing 2 of these a day in the wintertime to keep warm. I stopped carrying Carhartt bibs around a long time ago. I never liked wearing them. They're too bulky. I couldn't get into the tight spots. Just a general pain in the ass to carry around, to wear, to wash, everything. So I stopped that nonsense a long time ago, and instead I'll wear 2 of these and I'll be just as warm with these on under my jeans and a nice pair of socks as I would wearing those big bibs. And I'd be a lot more comfortable too. A towel. I always take a towel with me, whether I'm staying in a hotel or renting a room or whatever. Always have a towel with you. You know, Tally from South Park. Don't forget to bring a towel. Socks. Do yourself a favor. Pro tip with socks. Go to Walmart or go to the store wherever you buy your socks and go buy you 14 pairs of new socks. Every single one of them the same. Because come Sunday, laundry day, you can just throw all those in, throw them back in your bag, and you don't have to sort them, you don't have to separate them. It's one less thing you have to worry about is sorting your socks. You'll see here, I've got several different type here, but you know, when I get that first paycheck or whenever those get dirty, I might just huck them, go buy some new socks. Socks are pretty cheap, so it's not like you're going to break the bank doing that. That being said, get you some nice socks. Don't get the cheapest socks they got. You're going to be on your feet all day. All day. So you want to make sure your feet are comfortable. Swimsuit. You know, if you're going to be staying at a hotel that has a hot tub or a pool, you might as well take full advantage of it. You know, have a swimsuit in case you have the opportunity. Why not? That's my philosophy with that. Let's see. I got all my bandanas, my scarves, underwear, you know. Yeah, those of you that know me know that's a joke. Jeans, like I said, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pairs of jeans here. So I guess I only got 1 week's worth of clothes ready so far, but 7 days. If I have to do laundry on a Monday afternoon instead of a Sunday, if you have to work a Sunday, you know, sometimes you can pull that off if you have to. But like I said, the more shirts, outer shirts, undershirts, and jeans you have, the better. I mean, it really does pay off if you got the room. Now let me show you this. This is something I picked up a long time ago. I got 2 duffel bags here. I got 1 and I got 2. This is the biggest duffel bag I've ever seen. Heavy duty. This thing is almost bulletproof. You could literally load this up, throw it into a river, drag it down the road behind you, and you're good. This is I believe Mountain Hardware. North Face makes one like this. All those nice backpack companies make a big duffel bag. And you don't. I think I spent $200 on this bag. It is worth every penny. Trust me. These zippers, heavy duty zippers. This bag is not gonna let me down. This bag is big enough to hold 2 weeks worth of work clothes. 14 pairs of pants, 14 undershirts, 14 long sleeve heavy duty cotton shirts, everything. Everything. It goes right in there. That's my work clothes bag. That's all that goes in there. Nothing else. Nothing else. Alright, this is, and I'll go over this in a minute, and this is my everything else bag. Toothbrush, toothpaste, you know, basically my overnight bag. The job I have coming up is, I believe it's going to take me around 12 hours, 13 hours to drive to. I'm going to drive halfway, visit my grandma, then the next day finish the drive off and make it there by Sunday or Monday before the test. So what I'm going to keep in here, I'm going to keep all my swimsuit, my towel, my weekend clothes, a pair of shorts, a non-work pair of pants. You know, you don't need more than one of those. But I'm going to keep all that in this bag, just so I can grab one bag, go into the hotel. I got everything in here. I'll keep my laptop in here. You know, that way I can check my email and upload some videos or whatever I'm going to do. I only have to carry one bag into the hotel room, and it'll all be in here. Now, a couple extra things. Might as well cover this now. TIG torch. You're going to find yourself with a lot of time with nothing but a shitty TV and no cell phone service or whatever. You're sitting alone in a hotel room. It gets boring. If you're looking to upgrade your situation, if you're a structural welder now and you want to upgrade, learn how to TIG weld or something, get yourself a TIG torch. This is all you need right here. I mean, I've got me a flex head. Here we go. Just a flex head with this should be an 8 cup. I'd recommend putting an 8 or a 10 cup on there. And I'll real quick, I'm not really set up to show you this, but I might as well since I'm here. So get yourself some paper, like just a plain piece of paper, a notepad, whatever you got. The thicker it is, the more sheets you have, the better. Because what you're going to do, and you may have learned this from someone, is practice walking that cup, just back and forth, and leave that groove on that paper. Now cover that whole paper in that zigzag pattern. You know, press hard enough where you can see you're leaving a line. I'm not really into TIG welding. I didn't give up on it. I just lots of reasons. It's not my cup of tea. I'm not interested right now. Maybe in the future. I carry this around, and you know, keep it with me so I've lost all the muscle memory now, but I've got it with me if I decide, hey, you know, I need to get my TIG arm back. I got it with me and I can practice in the hotel. This is all you need to practice. I mean, left-handed, right-handed, there's always work you can do. Anyway, too much time on that. Keep that in your bag. It's worth it. Trust me. Extra pair of glasses. You do not want to screw yourself. If you wear contacts, which you're not supposed to wear contacts in any sort of facility that has any sort of chemicals in it, power plants, chemical plants, refineries of any sort, you're not supposed to wear contacts. But if you do wear contacts and you're not going to wear glasses, have extra contacts, have extra glasses. Alright, what else? Cheap hotels. I'm not going to say a word or anything, I'm just going to show it because YouTube will flag me. Keep this by the bed. You know, if you're staying at a cheesy, shitty hotel in a shitty town in a shitty part of the world, be armed. You never know. Like, I've been laying awake in bed listening to people deal drugs next door, and I mean, it's uncomfortable as hell, and you'll sleep a little bit better if you got a pistol with you, especially if you know how to use it. Don't carry one, especially don't keep it loaded in your room if you do not know how to use it, and if you're not prepared to use it. But I don't leave home without it. Boots. Gotta have your boots. Steel-toed boots. Now, they may say, oh, your first day is orientation, or this and that and the other. It doesn't matter. Every single day you're going to show up ready to work. Steel-toed boots. Have your hard hat. They're going to give you one, but have one, just in case. Let's see, what else here? I'm going to carry these. These are my winter boots. These are great. Worth every penny. I think to get a pair of steel-toed muck boots, you're going to be spending around $200. These are the Arctic Sports. The reason these are better than the Chore model is they have a nice thick foam sole. You're going to be standing on cold concrete all day. All day. You're going to need that extra insulation. You know, if it's a summertime gig, you may not need these. But like I said, I'm going to be prepared. We got maybe another month of winter left, so I'm going to have those. Again, these aren't going to go in any of the bags, the boots, but you know, I am packing them. Let's see. Let me pull out my notes. I kind of lost track of where I was going to get all this stuff out of the way. All right. What to pack, tools. Okay, so I can't really edit videos anymore the way YouTube's set up. They took away that feature, so I can't splice together a bunch of clips. But outside, I got my toolbox out. I pulled out all the shit I didn't need, all the leftover bags of almonds and walnuts that I had, all the expired Tylenol. Threw all that stuff away, all the dirty lenses, cracked lenses, you know, whatever was in there that was cluttering it up. Consolidated everything, got it all packed, ready to go. Now what's going to happen if you're new with all this stuff? Your employer is going to provide you a tool list. They're going to have a mandatory list. They're going to have some goofy shit on there like plumb bobs and this and that that you may not need. Use your discretion, but generally you need to have what they have listed. You know, simple stuff. It's going to be a short list, and stuff you already have or can get at Lowe's, no problem. So other tools though, you need to have your weld test tools ready to go. Let me flip to that real quick. I got those written down here. That way I can speak in no uncertain terms. When you take your weld test, you need to have dressed steel-toed boots. You need to have a hood that is one of two things. You either need to have your halo on there. I put my halo back on. You guys had seen that I've done a few little fab jobs here and there. It doesn't matter if you have a hard hat with a hood, or excuse me, a hood with a hard hat, but you need to have a hard hat that's ready to go, that you can put on your head whether it's with a hard hat or without. If they're going to require you to have a hard hat, they will have a halo. They will have a halo. You do not have to buy these. Never buy these. These things are $28 at the weld store. They're stupid expensive. Your employer will provide these for you if you have to have it. So just have a hard hat whether you have the halo or not. Just have a hard hat. Let's see, chipping hammer, grinder, wire wheel, and brush. Have both. A file if you use a file. I'm not a big file guy. Stinger. Bring a stinger. You gotta have a stinger. You're gonna look like a real idiot if you show up to a weld test with no stinger. I guarantee you that. Let's see, gloves, hard hat, safety glasses, steel-toed boots. All your PPE that you have to wear. I don't know where people get the idea that an employer is going to provide you with steel-toe boots. I've never seen that in my life. Never. So there's some, be realistic when you're coming to a job. Show up prepared. That's the minimum list of things to have. So let's see. Let's go to number 4 here. What is number 4? I didn't put these in any certain order when I wrote them down, so I'm going to have to jump around. Okay. So your first week or two. Sometimes these companies are smart and they know that showing up to a job, driving halfway across the country is a pain in the ass, and they can sometimes schedule a weld test on a Friday. You take your test on a Friday, you got Saturday, Sunday off, you find out Monday if you passed, and then that whatever day you get paid that day that week, you get paid for that weld test that week. So you get a few $100. You get your usually all day. If you take a weld test, you generally get paid all day. Do not count on that. Don't count on getting paid for a test. But a good company will pay you for your test if you pass. If you pass. If you fail, you're not getting anything, and you're going to walk away with your tail between your legs. But if you pass, you'll get paid for it, and a good company will stagger that so you get, you're not going to be totally screwed. So. But your first 2 weeks can be rough. I've been on a lot of jobs where I was not hungry. I was prepared enough to not be hungry, but I was not comfortable for the first 2 weeks. So again, that's where the $1,500 comes in. And here I've got some tips to help you out. Now, if you don't cook and not willing to cook, ignore these. But it would behoove you to consider bringing a few small things that will really help you out. A rice cooker. Oh my gosh, I finally got good at cooking rice in a rice cooker. Add freaking rice wine vinegar. Mwah! That and some soy sauce, and you can actually have a decent meal. You know, get some burger and one of those little skillets or whatever, or you know, use a crock pot. It's another thing. I'll just read this list real quick. Crock pot, rice cooker, Tupperware. That's in plasticware. That includes like plastic cups. Those things are invaluable to me. A coffee maker. And there's cheap foods that are dry goods like oatmeal that are great to bring along with you. In fact, I bought a box of oatmeal today at the store, my favorite kind that I'm going to take with me because I know they're not going to have it. So I've got my breakfast for a week already ready. Plastic cups, spoons, forks, those things, you might already have them. Bring them with you. Save you a couple bucks and the hassle of having to go to the store and buy that stuff. Just throw it in your toolbox on the very top is what I do. That way when I get to the hotel room, kind of just take it out, put it in the room, set it all up, and go to town. Now, pro tip, I just thought of this. They have these bags, these little plastic bags they sell at the grocery store that are liners for the crock pot. That way, the way it works, you put the bag in, you put the food in the bag. You don't have to wash the damn thing. Oh my God, it's a miracle. So that's just a super pro tip that might help you out too. The Tupperware, that stuff is great. I'm talking all sizes, the big stuff and the small stuff, both. You can cook on a Sunday, make a whole week's worth of beans and rice or just whatever you like to make. Throw it in that big crock pot Tupperware thing. Throw it in the fridge, and you got your dinner for the whole first week. You know. Same thing with lunch. You can use those little ones, cook on a Sunday, set up your whole, every day you're going to be eating the same thing, but you're going to be saving a lot of money on all that stuff. So keep that in mind. It's just a good idea. Like I said, buy it there, bring it with you. If you got it at the house, save the money and take it with you. Let's see, covered all that. What's next, or what did I miss? Okay, so when you show up, you're showing up. Oh, well, I guess I need to cover that. Important information. You need to know. Oh, this isn't right. I got it written down here somewhere. Oh, you know, I skipped one. Real important one. There's different people have different ideas on where to stay and how to do this stuff, and I'll just kind of go over some of your options, and you can kind of decide what's best for you. So. Me personally, what I like to do is for the first week, 2 weeks, I'll stay in a hotel room. I got no problem with that. I've done it enough that I know what to do, and you know, it's comfortable. You got somebody cleaning up after you. You got towels. You got soap. You know, no roommates to worry about. But then I usually like to save some money and rent a room from somebody. You can find those on Craigslist or in the local newspaper. I can pay $500 a month, have a bedroom with a bathroom in it, and be living large. You know, washer and dryer in the same building, access to the kitchen, which I try not to use generally. It's great. I mean, you can't, for the money, I don't think there's a better option. Some guys like to do the RV thing. And I've considered it. I was looking at them today on Craigslist, actually. For 10 grand, you can get into something nice that you can put all your shit in and don't have to worry about it. Self-contained unit. The drawbacks include wintertime, freezing pipes, summertime, boiling temperatures, busted ACs. Those things, they have a lot of maintenance on them. If you have a nice one, use it. Those things are great. Just be forewarned that, know where you're going. There were people, and I'll refer back to Craig because all you guys saw that brutal winter I had there. Every day we were hearing stories about pipes freezing up. Refrigerators will stop working in an RV when it's cold. So we're talking about the inside of an RV, 70 degrees. The freezer goes out while you're at work. Your food rots and his milk or whatever. I mean, it's awful. It's awful. Know what you're getting into. Sometimes when you're North Dakota, Colorado, Wyoming, Idaho, bunch of those places. If you show up in an RV, you're gonna have to insulate it, you know, do all that work that you have to do to winterize all that stuff. I've seen electricians who have done heat tape on all their pipes and whatnot. You know, that's a lot of work, but if you got access to the material, might as well do it. Let's see. And some people, I knew a guy who stayed in a hotel room for 2 years. 2 years. He was able to negotiate a rate. I think he was still paying $200 a week, which is a lot. You know, that's $800 a month in rent. That's stupid expensive. You know, an RV, you know, you can get a lot in some RV parks for like $300, $400, $500. Again, I can get a room in most places, most town USA for $500. So, you know, you need to know ahead of time what you're going to be doing so you can plan ahead accordingly financially. Let's see. Excuse me while I just peruse my notes for a second. Let's see, tool list, covered that. Okay, yes. What I got here, I got some important paperwork. This job and most jobs everywhere in the world that are paying per diem are going to require 2 bills. These 2 bills need to have your name and your address on them, or no per diem for you. Social Security card, driver's license, you need to have all that paperwork. I'm going to put that in my yellow bag. I got a zipper pocket. I keep all this important stuff with me. I keep it in the same spot. Doesn't matter where you put it, but I keep it in the same spot every single time. And I keep it in that bag because when I'm traveling, I use it every day. And I get to the hotel, I open the bag, I see my important paperwork. I don't have to second guess, oh, did I forget this? Did I forget that? So have that stuff handy, know where it's at, keep it safe. It is imperative. You can't drive off to go to a job and be worrying that you forgot or lose your Social Security card. I'm not saying that they'll turn you away, but you're going to complicate the whole thing. So just avoid it, plan all that stuff ahead, and be ready. Now I know we're getting pretty long here, but I still have some information I want to cover, and for the sake of being thorough, I'm not going to skip over it. You need to have your any sort of medical conditions you have your prescriptions with you. You know, whether you use a nationwide pharmacy, make sure that that if you lose medication, you need to be able to get more of it, and you need it to not take an act of God to happen. You know, where you can just go to the pharmacy and get it, show up with the physical, you know, script in your hand, and it's just and that's great for glasses too. I'm traveling around, I get prescriptions all over the US. I keep track of the name of the last place I got an eye exam. That way that's how I got these. I had this doctor call my last doctor and get all the information. That way I didn't even have to go into the eye doctor to get a new pair of glasses. I think I missed 30 minutes. I took an hour-long lunch one day to drive to the eye doctor, pick up my glasses, go back to work. You don't... It's imperative that you understand when you're doing this kind of work, when you're working 60 hours a week, you don't want to miss days. That's where the money's at in these traveling gigs, is the hours. So don't miss a day for a stupid pair of glasses or a stupid lost Social Security card. Keep all that organized. Plan ahead. Have that stuff ready. At least if you're married, or you know, man, first off, shout out to my mom and dad. They helped me out so much when I first started doing this. I didn't have any idea. I just didn't know. I learned all this stuff on my own. So shout out, Mom, Dad, love you guys, and thanks for all the help having my back. And it's important that you have somebody at home or wherever. You either have to be completely self-contained or have to have somebody who can help you out, and it really helps out a bunch. So keep that in mind. Emergency contacts. My heart goes out to two guys on the last job I was on, died. Neither one of them at work, but both of them were heart attacks in the hotel room. And You, I'm tearing up. I'm sorry, guys. You, you don't want to do that to people you know and love. You need to have that information with you. It's in this notebook, and I have this notebook. I'm going to keep it in my bag. That way, my family doesn't have to wait a month to find out I passed away in a hotel room. I'm sorry. It's rough, but like I said, heart goes out to those families out there. It's not something anybody should have to deal with. Take those forms seriously at work. When you fill that stuff out, you need a number on there, a pastor, a grandma, a cousin, somebody. You need to have a name on that paperwork. Don't leave it blank. Have a good number for somebody that will pick up the phone when they call. And I'm going to leave it at that. Anyway, that was a tough situation for everybody to deal with. In case you can't tell, it really did affect me. And I just urge you to take that stuff serious. Nobody should have to go through that. So, alright. Sure, I forgot some stuff. If I did, leave it in the comments. If you guys have any suggestions to add to this, you know, like I said, I didn't have anybody telling me this stuff. And I learned all of this stuff the hard way, even down to the socks. My gosh, I was so stoked when somebody said, just go buy a bunch of socks. We were working 7/12s on a job for weeks and weeks and weeks, and we were rolling in the dough, and it was good stuff. And I was starting to wear dirty socks, and oh, it was awful. And somebody says, hey, the dollar store's open, go buy some socks. So if you guys have any tips like that, leave them in the comments. This stuff is going down in history. Anyway, I hope this stuff helps. Thanks for sticking around, and I can't wait to see you guys some more. I got some great videos coming up. I'm going to go check out that rig truck tomorrow. Big plans. Oil boom's coming, guys. Oil boom is coming. Make plans accordingly. I can't wait to see you guys out there. Stay safe. All right.